Good morning. It is Tuesday yet again. Happy fall, everyone. Welcome to October. I know last week was technically October, but I had to come to you via a video pre-recorded, and I know I didn't get it up until like 5 o'clock instead of 8 a.m., but we still managed to come to you on a Tuesday. Hi, everybody. I am Allison Henderson, and my company is Moving Image Consulting. You have found Listening with Your Eyes LinkedIn Live, where we talk all about body language and the body-brain connection, why we move like we do. Today's topic, we are going to be exploring observing others. Last week, I came to you in that recorded video talking about how to observe yourself. And if you didn't happen to see that, I encourage you to go back into LinkedIn or on YouTube and find last week's episode, because they really go hand in hand. And I encourage you to do the exercises and the tips and things that I talked about last week first before you delve into today. But that is fine. Stay with me today. Let me know you're here. It'd be great to see some of you. Let me know if there are any White Sox fans out there that are excited and wish the White Sox a great game today. Hopefully the skies clear up and it becomes sunny and we have a great game. Oh, I also wanted to give a quick thank you to the well-wishers, those of you that managed to see the LinkedIn Live where I must have mentioned that I was having surgery, and that is why I did not come to you live last Tuesday. So a week ago yesterday, I had surgery, and I am back home now. So all is well. Thank you for your well wishes. It was nice to hear from some of you. If you do email me, you still will get an out of the office for this week, because I'm still trying to truly recover. And I have to take a lot of naps, let's face it. But the following week, we should be back up and running. But I definitely wanted to come to you today. I want to keep my streak going. So let's get to it. Observing others. This can be something that is sort of a odd concept sometimes, because we're so self-absorbed, or we think everything has to do with us and our own behavior. And a lot of body language really does. But there's another whole side to the body language coin, which is knowing how to understand the signals that are coming to you from your teams, if you are a presenter, from your audience. And often I have clients who come to me and they say, my team just isn't doing what I ask them to do, or I have to ask them multiple times to do something. And I feel like we cover it meeting after meeting and I'm still not getting any action. Sometimes presenters come to me and they say, I don't know how well I'm reading my audience. Maybe I think they're with me, but then nobody really buys anything from the end, or I don't seem to get clients from it. So what's going on? Where's the disconnect? And this is really where this learning how to observe the signals that are coming to you comes into play. And if you're in sales, this is great too, because you can turn your conversation on a dime based on the information that you are getting from your potential client. So how do we learn to observe others? And that's really what the top 3 tips are today, is how to start this process of listening with our eyes. And the first thing that we need to do is attune to the other person. And this is something that you may hear from the psychiatry world. You may hear from more in the medical professions, where they're trying to really understand, and I call it learning a baseline, getting a baseline behavior on those that you work with, understanding what their body language looks like. And the first thing to do is to really be present with them and to start training your eyes on them. And the first way that you can attune to how they're behaving is to try to match their breath. This works wonders for difficult conversations. If you have to bring somebody into your office for something, take a moment and during the first couple minutes of the conversation, try to connect your breath to how they're breathing. Most often, particularly those difficult conversations, their breath might be a little bit accelerated. It may be very chest oriented because they're nervous coming into you because they've been called to your office and they're not sure why, and so they're nervous. But take a moment and try to breathe, get that breathing pattern going of the other person. That will start you to clue in to how fast or slow they may be moving, to the level of anxiety that they have, because you'll start to feel a little bit more anxious if you're matching their breathing. And this also, once you start to match, you can use your own breath to bring theirs down if anxiety is something that you're dealing with, because you can start to slow your breathing a little bit and it might affect them as well. So once you've been attuning to them, then you're just going to be breathing with them. Then you're going to turn your eyes. What do you see? Just like last week when we said to write down everything that you see that you do in a video, you are just going to take note mentally, or if you have a pad of paper, start to take notes in the margins of what it is that you see. Do they use their arms and hands and gesture a lot? Or is there really no gesturing going on? Is there a certain way they're sitting in their chair? Is there something about their posture that you notice? Is there a rhythm that they seem to move in that sticks out to you? Anything that you notice is fair game to write down. This could be facial expressions too, and even energy levels. And then once you've written all of that down, after the meeting with the person that you've been observing is over, I want you to think about, what did I respond favorably to and what did I not respond so favorably to? It might be difficult to do in the moment, but I would say as soon as they walk out of the room, you start to run the tape back, play it back in your mind, and think about those things. Because when you notice what you respond favorably to, those may be the things that are like you, or that, you need to start figuring out what your own gut, what your own subconscious mind, and what your own biases like, and what your subconscious doesn't seem to like so much. That's kind of the third step of all of this. And once you start, categorizing, oh, I enjoy when they use their hands because I feel like it helps me understand what they're saying more. Or when they have a high energy, I respond better to higher energy than I do lower energy. Whatever it is, start to notice what you respond favorably to, because that may help you when conversing with them in the future. If you need them to do something for you and you want them to really hear you, maybe you need to use that same body language that the other person was using in order to get the response that you want. Because most people respond more favorably when body language aligns. Okay? That's as far as we're going to go today, because that's enough. Okay? You're going to attune to somebody else. You're just going to start to take on their breathing patterns. Eventually, you may even start to remember empathetic movement when you are mirroring them and you start to move like them. That's going to start happening as well when you start to just observe the other person. And the really great piece about this is when you start to attune to the other person, you become really present in the moment. It stops you from thinking of just about what your next response is going to be. And you will really be listening, active listening to the other human being that is before you. Wonderful for sales, right? Fantastic for human resources. Over the moon for interviewing, if you are interviewing somebody, to make them feel like you are really present with them. So start to practice this observing others process. And as you observe more and more people, you take all of those notes and you can go through and really notice what your preferences are as an observer, those things that you like versus the categories of the types of movement that you don't like. There is no right or wrong to this. There's no good or bad. It is simply understanding your own preferences, because that's going to clue clue you in to your gut and how to better understand what this gut is telling us all the time. When people say, oh, my gut just said it was going well, or my gut said it wasn't going so well, we need to learn how to pause, take a step back, and understand that gut. Which brings me to our new program that will be starting in January. And that is called True to You. The True to You program is a small group, invitation only, so you need to apply for this. And I wish there was a way to make that small. I suppose I need to put it in the like logo thing or something. But I can probably do. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. But True to You is all about these things that we've been talking about. Learning how you move and then how to observe others so that you can develop a communication style, a presentation style that is really true to you. So many times I hear people that are frustrated because they've read things and they've looked at the books and people have told them things about themselves, or you should be more like this. And I say, okay, well, what does that mean? Do you really feel like that's a true statement? Or do you feel like that's somebody else's bias that you are listening to? So we're going to get into bias. We're going to get into all sorts of things that are really going to improve communication. You really can't change your body language through reading a book and those sorts of things. You have to really get under the hood and understand yourself and then understand how to read others. And that's what we're going to be doing in this. So we'll have 10 people max. It will be, there's nothing up on the website yet. Again, had that surgery, so I'm a little behind on getting everything going. But if you are interested, definitely check it out at movingimageconsulting.com. Send me a message through the website, and you can email me, or Allison, ALISON, at movingimageconsulting.com. That's the other way to get to me. Just say, hey, I heard you talking about that True to You program. I want to learn more about it. And we can have a conversation. There is a little application form to fill out, but times and things are a little bit nebulous right now as when the group will be meeting, but there will be private sessions as well as group sessions in this program. In order to really get you further, you need to have other people that you can observe. We need to practice in a group setting. And whether you want it for presentations or sales or team building, whatever application you're going to use this work for, we will make sure that, again, the program is true to you. And we will tweak all of everything that we do, individually as we go. So it's really the best of both worlds. It's like working with me privately, but also getting to observe and learn with others as well. I'm super excited about it. It'll start early in January, right after the new year, because we need to hit the ground running. And I'm not exactly sure how long it'll be yet, probably, 4 months or so. But definitely let me know if you're interested in that. What else is coming up? If you have groups that need speakers, if you're still concerned about virtual body language, those sorts of things, I'm still talking about that. In fact, I'm going to be talking to an international group here in a couple of weeks. Hi, Paris, which was really funny. They've seen my LinkedIn Lives and contacted me to come in to their group. So if you have groups that need speakers, definitely think of me for that. If you know any videographers or production studios, I'm collaborating right now with videographers and production studios to make your videos better and to be a resource. If you have any connections there, I would love a referral for that as well. Have a fantastic day, everybody. We're just up to our 15-minute mark. Have fun observing others. Go back to find last week's October 5th version and look at how to observe yourself. And I would start there, self-observation, before you take it out into the world. But we will see you next Tuesday, which I'm not exactly sure what the topic is. And I may be bringing you Jay Kumar. Remember our happiness doctor that I keep talking about? I do have him in the can, and I need to just edit that video out a little bit and get that ready for going live. So have a great week. all I can talk this morning. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you back here next Tuesday, 8 a.m. Central.